What if I told you everything you know about engineering is wrong? Yes, most people think studying an engineering program is all about solving math and physics. Then years later, they end up regretting thinking that they chose the wrong program or they're in a wrong career. But after 6 years of practicing and studying mechanical engineering, the truth of studying an engineering program is about these 6 things that most people don't talk about. So in this video, I will share with you the 6 things that you need to know before starting any engineering program. Now, is it possible to be good in math and physics but end up failing an engineering program? I remember the time when I was just starting my engineering program. I was going to school. I was so excited. I was fired up, so passionate about studying an engineering program that was mechanical engineering. And I felt that this program is something that is going to be, it's going to be nice, enjoying. And in the first few weeks, the work that I was given, the assignments, the projects were going so well, and I was enjoying, and everything was just going so well. But then things started to change, and this is when the reality of studying an engineering program started to be felt when I was in class. This was a time when things started going so hard, and not because I wasn't studying enough, not because I wasn't smart enough, or maybe doing my work in a proper way, but it was because it was starting to get overwhelming. There's a lot of workload on the assignments, a lot of projects that I was given, a lot of things that I had to do in the shortest period of time. So lesson number one is that engineering is a mental game. You can be the smartest, you can be working so hard, but if you're not good and handling pressure, at being able to accept the struggle, being able to show up and fight in the process. Let's talk about this one thing that most people talk about when you're studying an engineering program. They say if you don't struggle when you're studying an engineering program, then you're doing it the wrong way. I remember there was a time when we were in class and we were studying this topic about calculus, and it was something very different of that I expected about calculus. Then felt so lost. I felt so confused, and I was just comparing myself to what other people were doing in class. And I saw people seemed to be understanding, seemed to be getting the things that our teacher was teaching us. Then I got so confused, and I started asking myself, do I belong here? Am I in the right place? Then a lot of thoughts were going through my mind, a lot of things were happening, but I was so confused. Then I started labeling myself, if I'm good enough, if I'm smart enough, what I was doing. But then the dangerous part and the common challenge that most people face is that when you face such kind of problems, end up isolating yourself, end up feeling like you're the only one who's going through a lot. But when you open up to your friends, you find that a lot of people are going through the same things. In the end, you realize that it's not only you who is struggling with those courses, it's not only you who is finding difficulties with those calculus, math, and physics that you'll be solving. So lesson number two is that the struggle feels personal. When you're studying, when you're solving those courses, math, physics, and a lot of equations that you're going to find, you might feel like you're the only one who is going through that process, that struggle. But yet, a lot of people are experiencing the same things that you are going through. Now, here's the number one thing that hold most people back when studying an engineering program. Now, when it comes to engineering, there are a lot of branches that you need to choose from. There's civil, there's mechanical, there's electrical, there's mechatronics, there's computer science. There are a lot of engineering programs, and one thing about each branch of engineering is that it has a different task, it has a different kind of lifestyle that is going to require for you to be doing it will be done in a different environment, and there are a lot of things that comes with each and every branch of an engineering program. But then the common mistake that many students and many engineering students make is that they choose a program without understanding the full information about it. And the common mistakes that they usually follow is that they follow things that they're advised by their friends, their family. They look up at the program or how prestige it is, how much money they are going to make. Then years later, they realize that they do not enjoy the program that they chose. They don't feel like they belong to work in that style environment that they are in. Lesson three is knowing that choosing the wrong engineering branch can cost you. Each engineering branch has its own requirements, its own lifestyle, and a lot of things. So you need to take time to research and fully understand what you're going into before just committing what your friends, family have advised you. Now, let me share with you the secret about any engineering program that nobody talks about. Now, when it comes to engineering schools, you realize that it prepares you for something, but not in the way that most people expect. So when you're studying engineering program, when you're in class, you'll be learning a lot of equations, a lot of theories, solving different math problems, doing a lot of projects, and everything will seem to be predictable. Everything will seem to be known in the way that things are happening. But then when you go into the real world and start applying those things, you're going to realize that machines will be failing when you didn't expect them to be failing. Things will be happening. There will be weather patterns that will be changing. There are things that will be happening that you didn't plan for. And what that does is that it prepares you for the real life about engineering that most people don't prepare or don't look at whenever they are studying an engineering program. So lesson number 4 is to connect the courses that you learn in class to real life engineering that happens, because this is the way that you are going to bridge that gap between the things that you are learning in class and the reality that is happening. The mistake that many students have about an engineering program, or the reason why they choose engineering programs, is because of money. Now, the mistake that many students make is that they think that engineering is going to make them rich, is going to give them lots of money just after graduation. So whenever they start their first job, they expect to be getting high salaries, they expect to be getting these bonuses, these allowances that they have not worked for. But then the reality about choosing an engineering program is that it takes time and it's very slow. You need to be patient, you need to put in your work, you need to take a lot of time, because at first it starts so slow. You can easily be discouraged if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know where you are going. This is one of the experience that I've noticed. I've seen many people, my seniors, the people that I thought, okay, they're going to be doing well, because there are a lot of things and how life goes. It's not in the way that most people think is going to happen. Lesson number 4 is knowing that engineering is not a get rich quick career. There are a lot of things that you need to learn. There are a lot of skills that you need to apply. If you happen to get quicker, richer than others, good luck for you. Now, I never thought there was going to be a time when I was going to share about this, but I think the time has come, so let me talk about it. Now, when it comes to the way the system is in universities, in schools, and many engineering programs, is that it focuses on grades and exams to determine who goes through, who qualifies to graduate, and who progresses to the other year. But then the mistake that many students make is that thinking that grading system, or maybe that way of judging their competence whenever they school, is the one that is going to continue whenever they start working. That's not true. Whenever you are going to work, they will judge based on your experience, based on the value that you're bringing to the company. So lesson number 6 is to know that skills matter more than grades. Whenever it comes to engineering programs, grades are going to open an opportunity for you, but for you to get employed and to stay in that job, it's the skills and the value that you are going to bring to that job that will keep you there. Then the common challenge that many students face is that they do not have a practical way or a systematic way in which they can develop practical skills and knowledge that is required to become job ready for their engineering programs. So if you're interested in developing and also learning how to come up with a strategic way to acquire skills and knowledge you felt become job ready, I encourage you to watch this video where I share a systematic way of just doing that. So I say thank you for watching this video and reaching this far. I hope this video helps, and see you in the next one.